Welcome to Life Talk with Mariette. I am Mariette. This show is about the life lessons that shape us, what I've learned, what I'm still learning, and how we grow through challenge, awareness, and purpose. I will share personal insights to motivate and inspire you, and sometimes invite guests who do the same. At its heart, Life Talk is about real stories, real growth, and meaningful connection. This is Life Talk with Mariette. Motivational, inspirational, full of heart. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Life Talk with Mariette. I'm your host, Mariette Channel. In the neighborhood, Paws and Whiskers is our topic today, where we take you behind the scenes of rescue into hearts, hands, and homes that save lives every single day. Today, we're talking about the mindset of the foster parent, the courage, the commitment, and the love it takes to raise the most fragile kittens and let them go. We'll also learn how cats think, how they express stress, and what helps them feel safe, especially inside a shelter. And if you're thinking of adopting, we will show you how to prepare your home, what to expect with multi-cat households, and how to help every furry family thrive. From the bottle babies to the senior snugglers, we're diving into the world of feline care with the experts who do it every single day. Yes, this is Paws and Whiskers. Where learning to love a cat is learning to understand life. With us tonight are Joellen Jason. She is a volunteer for Whisker Pet Rescue in Southbury, Connecticut. She's been a foster mom for 40 years, and she is an expert on cats and dogs. Joellen, good evening, and thank you for being with us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me, Mariette.
Now, Ann Anderson, she's also a volunteer and is the director at Whiskers Pet Rescue, also in Southbury, Connecticut. Good evening, Ann, and thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Mariette.
Of a kitten foster parent. That's what we're going to talk about, because foster parent for kittens live in a blend of responsibility and tenderness. Deep down, they're driven by a belief that every small life deserves a chance, even the ones that arrive weak, scared, and unable to survive alone. They understand that nurturing a kitten is not just feeding and cleaning, it's giving trust, comfort, and safety to a creature that has known none. I hope I said that right. So, Joellen, let's just get right with it. The newborn kittens, they're just so fragile. I learned that in the first 12 weeks, first of all, a newborn can't see, can't hear, can't regulate its own body temperature, and it can't even go to the bathroom without help. That's when you start coming in, and I'd like you to start, please.
Okay. Well, the last time we had spoke, right after we were done with our talk, I had gotten a call from our foster group at Whiskers for a litter of kittens. There were 7 kittens that they needed to get somebody to foster for. So of course I said yes. And in a week they found somebody to take 3 of them. So it brought me down to 4, which was a whole lot easier than 7 because it takes a long time to be bottle feeding 7 newborn kittens. But you need to have them to stay warm. You need to be able to feed them, and feeding newborn kittens, they were under a week old. So with 7 of them, it was taking just about 2 hours to feed 7 kittens, and you feed them every hour and a half to 2 hours. So there really was no sleep going on in my house with me feeding these babies and doing things. And I was not doing anything but taking care of the babies. They do not open their eyes for 5 to 7 days after they're born. And their ears are the same way. They do not open their ears for 5 to 7 days. So they're really not hearing you. but you have to snuggle them. You have to keep them warm. I have a heating pad that I regulate the temperature for, that I keep underneath them. Um, you have to be petting them. You have to be stimulating them to have them move their bowels and their to go pee. You have to do everything that a mommy kitty would be doing to them to have them be adapted to their environment.
Mhm.
Um,
I have a question.
sure.
How do you keep them regulated? In other words, will they, if you put them on the heating pad, and of course you cover it with
Right, with another
protection,
blanket and
with
stuff.
right, with for protection too. Um, will they stay on that blanket, or will they start moving around? Or once you put them down, they will stay on that blanket where you put them?
They wiggle around just like a baby would, like a newborn baby,
Mhm.
wiggles around. May stay put for a little bit, but when there's a lot of them, they climb over top of each other. So they kind of regulate each other's temperature too that way. The one on the bottom gets hot, so it comes out from underneath and climbs up onto the top. And the one on top is now on the bottom. So they kind of wiggle themselves around and they regulate their own heat that way too. Um, they're not just a little blob. They're actually a little being that needs to be taken care of, and they have a mind in there that is telling them what to do.
Mhm.
They have a sense of what to do when they're born. They have the sense of how to eat. That with the mommy cat, they would automatically go to a nipple to eat. So you have to introduce them with a bottle, but at that point they're even too small for a bottle that you put them on a syringe. So I would syringe feed them, and that has a real tiny nipple for the each of them, and that you have to very uh, gently push the syringe in to regulate how much they're getting at a time, and so that you don't give them too much at a
Too much, they
time.
can drown. They can choke
Right, right,
on the
because
liquid.
they right,
Right.
they don't have a gag reflex
Mhm.
yet. So
Mhm.
you have to be very careful on how you're feeding them with the
Joe Ellen,
syringe.
and would you kindly give us a picture, the audience, a picture, how you have to stimulate them to go to the bathroom? Because we just don't think about all of this. Uh, if you would, just like we
Okay,
talked
all
about
right.
for the show.
Well,
Hmm.
like with a mother cat would be licking them. And so her tongue is a little bit rough, but it's warm and wet.
Hmm.
So you would take a warm, wet cloth and try to rub them. I start from the tops of their belly and I just rub them with my hand first, like a little bit of a massage, and then start with the warm, wet cloth on their genitals.
Hmm.
And then you can feel them starting to go, that you can feel the pee starting. And it'll take a day or so after them eating to start having the bowel movements. And then they will start automatically doing that for you when you are stimulating them each time.
So the question was also on my part. So every hour on the hour you feed them, but do you have to stimulate? Would they have to go to the bathroom every
Each
time?
time.
Each
Yes,
time.
each
Hmm.
time. Each time before you feed them, you stimulate them. And if
Hmm.
they don't go when you first are doing that, I would feed them a little bit and then stimulate them some more
Hmm.
and keep stimulating them. And they will go before they are finished with that second feeding.
You deserve a prize. And we need to do something for Joe Ellen. Just,
It's true. It's amazing.
I'm listening to all of this, and who would really know that unless you work with the little souls? Nobody thinks of this. And it's also not a topic because people don't really, maybe people that have farms and around animals all the time, so they get to see that, and maybe they would have the knowledge, but who would really have that knowledge in, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. And I was asking Joellen, how do you know when the kitten is ready for the litter box?
Okay, well, with my kittens, the four boys that I have right now,
Hmm.
um, they at 3 weeks old, they started using the litter box, which is fairly young for the kittens to start using the litter box. But when you start to pick them up out of their bedding and they're starting to pee on you already, then I would take them and put them in the litter box and let them finish peeing in the litter box. And I tell them, "Oh, what a good boy you are. Look at you peeing in that litter box." And they look up at you like they're so happy that you're so proud of them, and naming them each by their names.
Hmm.
And you can tell that they're happy, that they know that they're doing something they're supposed to be doing. And now they're going to be 4 weeks old this Saturday, and they automatically come out of their bed when I come into the room. As soon as I say, "Good morning, boys," and they come out of their bedding, they go right to the litter box, and they go right into the litter box and do their stuff, and then they come out screaming at me like, "Where's our bottles?" And so,
Why do they go when they wake up? Why do they go to the litter box? Why?
well, because everybody, when you get up in the morning, you have to pee.
Well, yes,
And so,
yes, yes, of course. Yes, of course. So, see, uh, I don't want to ask dumb questions, but I, I, I wouldn't have known. That's a very logic thing you just said. Right, but I wasn't sure because right. Okay, let's leave it at that. No, 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 that's cool. It's good. It's good. Now, moving on to why is it so important to weigh them and how do you weigh them?
well, it's important to weigh them to make sure that they are getting the right amount of food,
Mhm.
and to make sure that they're not gaining too fast, because if they're not defecating enough, you don't want them to be constipated, and you're weighing that oh, look how good they're doing. They're getting big. But if they're not having a bowel movement and they're getting big, that's not good at all either. You don't want them to have a problem. So you want to keep track of that.
Mhm.
Um, so you want them to be eating the right amount and defecating the right amount and still growing. So it's important to weigh them to know both ways
Do you
of their
ever
weight.
feel, thank you. Do you ever feel emotional pressure? I know you're a nurse. I know that. I call you a nurse. That's your title. So, but do you ever feel emotional pressure at any given time when you do this journey and it changes monthly or every bi-monthly when you get new kittens and everything. At what point would your emotional pressure be seen?
Sometimes when I have babies that are not thriving, I mean, sometimes you do get kittens that just do not thrive. Um, you can do everything you possibly can, and they just do not thrive. And that is very emotional because you know you're doing the best you can and everything you're supposed to do,
Mhm.
but it's just they're not doing it. They're not they're not being able to digest the formula, or
Mhm.
and even trying to adjust the amount of formula, adjust the water to the powder. amounts of the formula for them, you can see that some of them are not going to make it
Mm-hmm.
because they are so fragile.
Mm-hmm.
And it's luckily I haven't had that very often, but it does really hurt
Yeah,
because
I can imagine now my common sense kicks in when the kitten itself has a problem with the nutrition, just let's just say. I don't think they're being curious or playful. How can they? Because they don't feel good. Is that what you're saying when you say thrive? When you
no,
don't see it?
there's
No?
when you have I usually get the kittens, like I got these last kittens where they are 5 days old or younger than that. And when they're younger, the last set of kittens that I had, I got one that was 2 days old. Um, so they're really very, very fragile. They are a kitten that they're a 24/7 kitten. You have to really watch them, watch how they're breathing, watch how they are eating, watch how they're moving around, really keeping that temperature safe for them, making sure nobody is around them that's sick, making sure no animals are around them that are not vaccinated or might have something.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kitten is so fragile, it can easily catch anything. And so you really have to watch out for that. But there are times that a kitten that small, without a real mother cat, it's not getting the very first milk that the mother cat would be able to give it to, which would have a lot of like colostrum that a nursing mom would have to nurse a baby with, and which gives some of the antibodies and stuff like that. That
Yeah.
those little kittens aren't getting that really from just a kitten formula. So you
Mm-hmm.
really have to be careful with that.
How much do they weigh? A quarter of a pound? How much can they
Oh
weigh?
no,
Half a
they're maybe a
kitten?
quarter of an ounce, maybe an
Oh
ounce.
my God.
And
Oh my God. You're even afraid to just to touch them. Afraid if you move your hand that you could squeeze them. Oh my God, that you could hurt them. I mean,
oh
that's
yeah,
how I
they
would
they
feel
would
because I've
fit,
never held a little
yeah.
kitten, you know?
Like a 2 day old kitten, you can put probably two or three of them in your palm of your hand.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's just okay. To summarize this, going back to Um, when kittens see, and please correct me if I'm saying something, I'm reading something, I'm reading my notes. So from 0 to 10 days, eyes are sealed shut. 10 to 14 days, eyes begin to open slowly, often one eye before the other. 2 to 3 weeks, they can see shapes and movements, but everything is blurry. 4 to 6 weeks, vision becomes sharper, depth perception improves, and 8 weeks plus vision is near adult quality, including night vision, which they're famous for. Would that sound about right or not really?
Not really to me.
Oh, let's
From
throw this one out. What good is my work here with my notes? Forget them. Okay,
I'm sorry.
ask Joe Ellen. No,
Uh,
I don't want to say
okay.
something that's not true.
My experience is between 5 and 7 days, they open their eyes, and they do usually open one before the other. And the ears will start to open between 7 to 10 days. And
Hmm.
by opening ears, I mean, people think the ears are shut. How could the ears be shut? Their ears are folded down. And so that's what the shut ears are.
Hmm.
And the ears will slowly come up, um, where people think, okay, that looks like a cat's ears now. They look like they don't have ears when they're real little. So usually around 10 days, the ears are up, and that's when they're called their opened ears. But usually 5 to 7 days for the eyes to be opened. You can get to 10 days on some of them. One of the ones that I've have right now is about 10 days for his second eye to open. Um, and I really don't know exactly how much they see, but they hear pretty well because they recognize a voice where they recognize my voice. And when they hear my voice is when they start to meow.
Right.
And so I'm mommy to them. So
Right. And we put in a hotline for you. So everybody can call you a hotline. I think I'll even buy you an earpiece for Christmas. So an ear, you can put, you put right next to your, and that's a great thing. Anybody can call you. Joe Ellen, what should I do? What should I do? It's just people are just not. And to wrap up this segment, uh, do you always prepare emotionally just to let them go when you know, hey, they were thriving, they're going now. The next step is to be adopted a forever home. How do you handle
I
that emotionally?
I do. My It was really hard the first few times to have the kittens that I had for so long and then to have to bring them to the shelter and know that they were going to have to go into a cage to get adopted. But I talk to my kittens and I tell them, no, don't forget, I'm your mommy, but you're going to find a new mommy or a new daddy, a whole new family, and you're going to pick out the right one for you. So you make sure that you're very picky and you just make sure that they know that you're there and you're there for them. And my kittens really don't stay in the shelter for very long because
Mhm.
they pick out who they want to go home with and they are
And you give
very
them a phone number too, phone number, and you call if there's anything you call me, right? You call me.
Well, Whiskers does know that when my kittens go home, they call me to tell me that somebody went home.
Oh, of course, that is just to me. Uh, Absolutely, 300% I agree with you. Because I would want to know, because I'm the mom, you are the mom, and I would want to know, are they still there or did they go home with somebody? Totally right. So thank you for that. So don't touch the dial. We're going for a quick break, and after the break, we're getting to know Ann Anderson a little bit. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we're back from a break. I'm your host, Mariette Channel, Life Talk with Mariette. You're listening in the neighborhood. Paws and Whiskers is our topic today. And we have director Ann Anderson from Whiskers Pet Rescue Mission. And of course, our nurse, an expert on cats and dogs, and especially the kittens, the kitten mama.
Joelle and Jason.
Yeah, yeah. Well, accepted, Joellen. That's what it is. That's it. You are certainly an expert after 40 years. You know what to do. You know what to do. But let's move on to Ann. Ann, can we get to know you a little bit? I know you run the whole organization. You have about
Well,
150 150 volunteers. Congratulations for
well,
that. And
actually, let me correct that. I don't
okay,
exactly run the organization. I am president of the board of directors.
okay.
There are four of us on the board. We are a working board, so we are very involved in the running of the organization. But we also have a shelter manager that is who takes on a lot of the day-to-day operations
Mhm.
of the shelter. And then we have two part-time vet techs. Those are our only paid employees. And then the board kind of picks up the slack and steps in, and we do all kinds of things. But I could not do it alone, that is for sure.
No, that's not what I meant, but you have the overall responsibility. You sign the forms.
Well, along with the
really.
rest of the board. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Right. So still, to be able to say, I'm going to do this, that's a commitment. And may I ask, what did you do before? And I know you're a proud mom of 2 cats or 3 cats? Three
Three.
cats.
Three.
Three. Okay, what are their names?
I have Molly, Cheddar, and Gabby
Okay, they're good names. Gabby with a Y or with an I?
with a Y.
Yeah, God, that's German. Yes, very German.
And,
Gabby
well,
with a
she's a
Y.
big
Yeah.
talker. She's a very
Uh,
big talker. That's
very good. Very good. Prior to coming to Whiskers, may I ask what career did you have?
well, I actually yeah, I am a volunteer, and
Hmm.
as such, I have worked during my time at Whiskers. I am now currently retired.
Hmm.
Uh, but when I started at Whiskers, when Whiskers actually started about 10 years ago,
Hmm.
I had an interior design business. And
Really?
I kept, yes. And I retired for good probably 3 years ago now.
Hmm. I said to myself, because I think about a lot of things. That's just my work that I think about everything. Doesn't mean I'm thinking the right things. So I said, let me put Anne as an executive corporate secretary that managed everything, told everybody where to go and where to fly and arranged everything and just was at board meetings. That's, I had you pictured of that, but that's, you
Well,
have that now. You have that
actually,
now.
that is what I did prior to having my own design business.
Yes,
I,
I was right. Yes, I love
I
it.
was,
I love it. I
yes.
like to be right.
Yes, you are. You are. I was very involved in the corporate world. Yes.
Yeah. I just knew the way you spoke and everything. Okay, but it's not about me being right. I'm being funny. I'm being
No, but that's very good. That's very perceptive.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But I have some specific questions for you. But I had to bring that in, it's just. So why do so many people misunderstand cats? What do you think, Anne?
Well, I think that they are they're hard to read, intentionally so.
Hmm.
Cats are prey animals, and as such, they're different than dogs. Dogs are the aggressors. Dogs go after prey. Cats are the prey, not from dogs necessarily, but just in differentiating between, a prey animal and a hunter, if you will.
Hmm.
Um, so as prey animals, they have to keep their feelings to themselves. In particular, how their health is, how they're feeling, because they have to be on alert at all times because you never know when something's going to come after you. So they kind of play it close to the vest, if you will, intentionally. That's for them to survive in the wild.
Hmm.
They and now I don't know. Sometimes I kind of suspect they like that, and so they've kept it up as domesticated animals because they love to kind of keep us guessing what's going on in that brain of yours.
Hmm.
um, but that's where it comes from.
Do you think, Joellen, I'd like to bring you in too. When I look at the cat, and I have experience with my Ellie that passed, she for 16 years she was with me. When I looked at her eyes, I could read what she was thinking or feeling. Um, I know I'm not wrong. Um, how do you feel about that, Joellen, when you look at the eyes of the cat?
I think some cats will let you read them,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, and other cats are going to be like, you're not getting into my head.
Really?
Yes, that some cats you don't want to know what they're thinking,
Really?
and other cats they'll let you know. And then other cats they'll let you know what they're thinking, and you are sorry you got to know what they're thinking.
I think we're going to talk. The three of us, we're going to be talking for a long time. It's not that easy. It's not
It
that easy.
isn't.
And that's how I kind of because I always have to understand something. So and with feelings and behavior, uh, I think I have a very good compass inside of me. At least I like to believe that. Whether I'm right or not, I don't know. But I can tell if the animal is scared just by the way the eyes look, or if they're irritated. I mean, that's obvious. That's just
Mhm.
right. That's obvious. The rest I just don't know. Joellen, of course you
Yes.
have you have that. Now, question: the stress behavior in shelters. Can you elaborate on that, Anne, if you would?
Absolutely. So what happens in a shelter is you take an independent being and you put it in a cage. And that's very difficult. That can be very, very difficult. Cats are, as much as we, think of them as being aloof, and we've talked about being able to read them, they are social animals as well. They certainly like solitary, a lot of them, but they are social beings, and so they're in a cage. The ones that are at the shelter waiting for adoption are friendly. They like people for the most part. They want to be around people. They want to be petted. They want to be catered to. They want you to admire them, as Joellen was talking about, with her kittens. They love that. They love that. And they are put in a cage, and there are definitely people there. And I am incredibly proud of our shelter because I think we do a phenomenal job with the cats in the shelter, taking care of them, keeping them clean, well fed, their cages clean, their litter clean, all of that. But it's a lot of work, and we don't always have the time to spend with them that they would really like. And that can be very difficult for some kitties. Um, some kitties just want to get out. Like yours, Marietta, she reached out and said, "Okay, come on, let's go home now."
Mhm.
But some of them retreat into themselves, basically, and they can be withdrawn. They can lose interest in people because, okay, so you're going to pet me now, but then you're going to leave. So just don't even bother.
Mhm.
They can also be angry about it, and they can start to lash out. Um, Even if you take them out of their cages, we have some kitties that now do not do well in our playroom. So you have to see them at their cage, because when you take them out, that becomes stressful because their cage has become sort of their safety spot, if you
Mhm.
will.
Mhm.
So it's really, that for me is probably one of the most difficult things, to watch a cat who's just a sweetheart when the cat comes in, and
Mhm.
to transform, so that people are not seeing who this cat really is because the cat's living in a cage. We do have, and I don't know if you were able to see it when you were there, Marietta. We do have a cage-free space now. It's called Whiskers 2, TOO.
Oh, we
Uh,
didn't go.
and
We didn't go in the building, and I'm going to announce it in a moment. Well, if you allow me, let me just anyway on Sunday, that was December 7th at 1 o'clock. My daughter Heidi and myself, we went up to Whiskers in Southbury, Connecticut. We had
Just
announced
had
us,
breakfast.
and first time
Just had
I was at
breakfast.
Whiskers, and of course, right away I'm walking in, and I'm overwhelmed because I see the kitties and I want to take everybody home, and I started crying. So I had to get that out of my system first, and then I started looking at the different kitties and everything. And um, we adopted Mona. Her middle name is Lisa Camera. She's about a year and a half, almost 2 years old. She has been a mom. She has had kittens. And she's a beautiful soul because when she was in the playroom, she jumped on the bench. I was sitting on the bench. She jumped on the bench and right into my lap. And I hope I can hold this together now for when I'm explaining this. And I just knew it. I broke down. I cried. I put my head down, and my daughter took a couple of pictures of the moment. It was a very magical moment. So, and right away we knew we had a great ride home. I sat in the back with her. She was sitting in the cage we had brought, little carrier, and she knew. I could sense there was a calmness about Mona, and I had my finger through the little cage, little what is that? The little door. And what I'm trying to say is, um, she just knew it was right, and I knew it was right. And today's our third day together, and it's been it's been great. It feels like I've always had her. I've always had her, and more I can't tell you right now. Otherwise, I break down and then I can't finish the show. But I feel I get very emotional, but good emotional, and I don't mind showing my tears. And I just want to help all these beautiful little animals you had there. And some of them were a little older. We didn't get to look
Yes.
at them that much. We did look at a couple of kittens because we had to pass by the cages, and whatever we can do here at Life Talk with Marietta to get more and more people's attention. And I really feel, and I just knew it, that if we do these educational programs, people get it. People, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Why don't we call Whiskers? Why don't we do that? And they explain this to it's natural for people, even people that don't want a cat or never wanted a cat. Oh, well, maybe
Yes.
we should look at them. Maybe we should. And I think you should. Without selling anything here, we're offering education, and it's from the heart. And it's no other. We're not getting rich on this. That's not why we're doing it. We're all doing what we do best. And I have the tools, and you are a professional, and Joe Ellen is a professional, and we want to hear it from the professional because we just don't know everything. Okay, so now so really the people that can make an educated assessment are the people that see the cats every single day and handle the cats in the
Yes,
shelter.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They
So
know the cats better than anybody.
right. So now we have to prepare them to come home. What do we need to do? How do we need to prepare um our home for the new cat? Let's say we have no cats. He or she will be the only cat at home. What do we need to do?
So the first thing you need to do is you need to set up a safe space for the cat, even if the cat is the only one in the home.
Mhm.
You don't, it's going from, a shelter environment. You don't know how long it's been in the shelter. Presumably, it's lived elsewhere before coming to the shelter. You don't, well, we will generally know how long it's been in the shelter, but we might not know about its previous life. So you've put it in the shelter. You've probably done things to it. It's got vaccinations. It may have been spayed or neutered, had medical issues. Things have happened to the kitty, and here it has been in this cage, and now it's leaving. So it's traumatic. And even though all of us know, and very often, Marietta, I think you are spot on, cats know, okay, I'm on my way home. I'm safe now. But I think we do need to be prepared for them to have a period of adjustment when they get to their home. And so what we always recommend is have a safe space. If you have no other pets, a bedroom is actually ideal to set up the litter, set up the food, set up their carrier, a bed, toys, and let them get acclimated to the house, to the smells, to the sounds, to the people who live there, the voices, whatever activity is happening in the house, but they're in their safe space. A bathroom is a good place for this as well. And then the cat will tell you when he or she is ready to explore. Very often, especially with younger kitties, very often they're at the door going, okay, I want to see what's happening out there, because cats are very curious by nature. So they will be, waiting. You open the door to go in the room, and they're like, okay, I'm done with this. Absolutely fine to let them out, let them explore, let them get comfortable with their surroundings, but keep a safe space for them. That they may hide initially. When you first get them home, you put them in the bedroom, they may go under the bed, they may go under the dresser. That's okay. They will come out when they're ready. So it all depends on the cat's comfort level with all of this change that's happening. So let them be the guide.
What was
When
interesting
if
with,
you're
sorry to interrupt you. What was
no,
interesting
go
with
right ahead.
Mona, I had her food set up, um, I had the litter box set up. I had different spots, with a cat bed in the living room, then in the bedroom, another cat bed on my bed. And she started exploring the first day. Also looking out the windows. I live in a nice cottage with big windows.
Yes.
So on the credenza, I put a fluffy blanket so she could see outside. So she explored right from the beginning. Since now
Yes.
she didn't
Yes.
sleep. She slept with one eye open, and I did the same thing. We slept with one eye open, each one of us. So it was and we got up in the middle of the night too, but nothing. We were just tired the next day. So, and when I'm not home, I had to go out for a couple hours. She's under the bed. She's not in her open spaces where she would be when I'm home.
No.
That doesn't bother me. She's under the bed, but she comes out right away. As soon as I'm home, then she comes right under right from under the bed. So, yeah.
And she will eventually. It's not probably not going to take her very long. She'll be out all the time. It's just that is her safe space. That is where she feels comfortable. She's not comfortable without you being there. But she will get there. She will get
Right.
there. But that's very typical behavior.
Right. So let me go for a quick break and we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. And we're back from our break. I'm your host, Mariette Channel, in the house. My good friends from Whiskers Pet Rescue, Ann Anderson, she's the director, and also
Joelle and Jason.
she is a kitten mama for 4 decades, and cat and dog expert, and nurse, and so much more. And today's title is In the Neighborhood, Paws and Whiskers. And we were just talking before the break, we were just talking about a cat, bringing the cat home, comfort level, and so forth. What about if other animals are in the house, which is not my case, but there are people that have dogs, and other cats.
Yes.
So what should they do?
So they need to do the same things, except they need to really elongate the time to for introducing the cat to the rest of the household. So if you have other cats, it's very important to remember that the cats who live in the house, it's their house. So the new cat coming in is really the interloper. That can cause all kinds of tension between the two of them. Most of the time, there will be tension. There will be hissing. There will be, there might be fights, whatever. You're not to worry about those, but you need to keep the cats, and I'll start with cats, separate. They will know if you have a cat in your new kitty in the bathroom, the kitty who lives in the house knows there's a cat under there, and you're going to see a lot of stuff under the doors, paws coming under the doors, that sort of thing. What I recommend when everyone seems okay and mostly curious, what I really recommend is something put in front of the door so that the cats can see each other, but not get at each other. So I actually use a screen, like a screen from a door, and I put it across the door, and the new kitty is on one side in their safe space. The kitty who owns the house already is on the other side, and they can smell each other and they can get to know each other. And you may have hissing. They may try to go at each other through the screen. Those things happen. It's perfectly natural. If we overreact, that can raise the anxiety level,
Yes.
and it can really get worse. So we let them do what they do naturally, and that is probably squabble. And you really and truly have to do this gradually. The number one reason we have cats returned, because unfortunately every once in a while people adopt cats and then return them to us, is because the resident animal and the new kitty did not get along. And I'm going to say 95% of the time, the adopter didn't take it as slowly as they needed to. We try to do it on our schedule, and that's not how cats work. So we need to be really, really patient as the cats get acquainted. Dogs are the same way, but with dogs, it's not usually such a territorial thing as it can be with cats. It's more of if the cat has never seen a dog before, it's like, whoa, what are you? And if the dog is large, that can be a little, remember, our cats are prey animals, so they're used to being hunted by things bigger than them. So if there's a big dog, that could be a little intimidating. So again, you have to do it very gradually, at the cat's own speed. Dogs usually, most people who adopt cats have dogs who are pretty easygoing, for lack of a better word. They're so the dog's kind of like, oh, well, who's this? Yeah, let me play. What is this? Is this a new toy? What do I do with this? Whereas the cat is like, hold on here, hold on. Are you going to eat me? What exactly are you going to do? So you still need to go very slowly. And whether it's cats or dogs or both that you already have in your home, don't leave the new cat alone unprotected when you're not there. The new kitty should always have its safe space. And that's where you keep the cat when you're not home, until you are absolutely 100% certain everybody's going to get along.
I just want to bring in, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to, while we're talking about dogs, before the show, Joellen, we were talking about when you feed your little kittens. And many times you have your son's dogs in the house too. And would you tell the story how even that little kitten, it's just 2 days old, 3 days old. Would you tell the story? I don't want to tell it.
Okay. Well, the kitten's probably about a week old, week and a half old or so. And one of the dogs is curious and wants to see what grandma's holding, and comes closer. And the people say that the kittens can't smell or whatever and stuff. I don't really believe that. I think they do, and they can sense what's going on, because the kitten, about a week and a half, 2 weeks old, all of a sudden just hissed at the dog, whose nose was probably a little too close for her comfort. And the dog just backed up and said, okay, that's another thing in the house that we're not supposed to go near. And so he ran off. So when my son's 3 dogs come to visit, they just stay away from all the cats in the house. They don't want to go near anybody.
It's just incredible. The little tiny kittens. Yeah, the tiny everything starts hissing. It's a joke. It's a
It
joke.
is very funny.
It's really a joke. And this is just, it's incredible. It just really, it was perfect for this. I gotta watch the time a little bit. Shelter stress is different from home stress, but it's still stress. So in the shelter, the sounds, the smells can overwhelm them, but at home, stress comes more from change or unfamiliar people. But it's still stress, and stress is stress.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely, it's stress. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Now,
even at home,
yeah, sorry.
at home, when you have visitors coming
Yes.
and they all run to someplace else, they go hide when you
Yes.
get visitors
That
coming.
was my next question. How did you know? My next question was, how can visitors help reduce a cat's stress? And you said it before I even could open my mouth. Now, this wasn't rehearsed. No, the ladies don't know what I'm going to ask them, but that was the next question. You just answered it. So, how do you help a shut down cat feel safe again? That's a biggie because I wouldn't know what to do. Who wants to answer that? I leave it. Oh, both of
Well,
you.
what I do in my house when, especially if it's somebody new coming to the house, so the cats do not know the person, they don't recognize the voice of that person or something. I usually just tell them it's okay. It's just so and so, and they're just here to do whatever. They're going to come and help mommy do something. So it's okay, but you can go into your safe spot if you want, or you can come out and visit if you want. And a couple of the cats might come out and check out and see what's going on. And others will just say, nope, I'm staying right where I am because you can be out there and do whatever you're going to do, but I'm not going to trust you. I'm going to just stay right here. And others, when if I say, it's okay, it's just Annie Sue that's here. Well, 2 of my cats love Annie Sue, so they come right out. Or it's Annie Karen that's here, and one of them absolutely loves Annie Karen, so she comes right back out and gets into Annie Karen's lap. But until I say it's okay, they stay hiding wherever they're going to hide.
Do you know for 16 years, I had 2 eyes on me. And every time when Mike came over, my son-in-law, Mike, who was also in the medical field, like my daughter Heidi, to manicure the nails, Ellie's nails. And he said, make sure the bedroom door is shut. Okay. As soon as anything different, she would pick it up. She would pick it up. Oh, the door never closes, the bedroom door, because what she would do, as soon as she would sense something, she would run under the bed, and then we would have to move this big, huge bed and get her from under. Oh my God. So he said a couple of times, please. I just couldn't get her into the bathroom and shut the door. She just knew my anxiety. She could feel it. It's amazing what they feel. And even when I start thinking it, Anne, they know.
Yes.
I'm
You're
thinking.
absolutely right. You're absolutely
It's
right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. My cats know when someone is coming before they come.
Yeah.
I don't know if they sense a change in me or, whatever. There's a different energy level. I do think that cats are very, very susceptible to energy and what is going on with you. That's why I said, if we can keep our calm in difficult situations with our cats, they will do much better. When we lose it, they feed off of our energy. So I think in situations where any kind of a situation. In fact, I was thinking as you were talking about cats getting used to being home and all of that. We had an adopter. And she, to me, she's an angel. She is an angel heroine. She worked with her cat for over a year. And this cat would hide in the bedroom. That's all the cat would do.
Mhm.
Then it would kind of gradually, it might creep out a little bit and take a look and see what she was doing. It might go sit on the floor of her office where she was, but she couldn't touch her. I mean, it was amazing to me what she went through with the patience of Job. And that cat, it follows her everywhere. It's her lap cat. But that's the kind of patience. There's no one else or very few people who would have that kind of patience. But that's really what we have to do with them sometimes. We just have to give them the space they need, let them do what they need to do, and they'll come around, not on our timeline, on their own.
This is exactly what on TikTok today, since I posted some videos and announced that we got Mona, and one lady, and I asked her where she was from, and she's from Iowa, originally from Texas, and she adopted. I said, "How did you adopt the cat in the shelter?" Well, she picked her out, put her in the playroom, and then she took her home. But the cat apparently doesn't do what she's expecting. But I'm patient, she goes. So maybe we can get her on the show next time. I know she watched our first show we did not too long ago, the half an hour show we did. Because I think that's another topic that we should really dive into. When we have certain expectation and the cat, has a certain behavior and it's not fast enough, it's not changing fast enough for the people. I think that's a
Yes,
worthwhile topic. Don't you think, Ann and
I do.
Joellen?
That to
Definitely.
me,
Yeah,
yeah, that's the biggest issue that I see
yeah.
with people and cats. Yes.
I love that. So in closing, what we discovered today is that caring for cats, especially the most vulnerable, is not just a responsibility, but a relationship. We learned the mindset of a foster parent, loving fully, nurturing deeply, and letting go with pride so another precious life can be saved. We explored how cats think. We did at least. We touched on it because you really need to immerse yourself into that. That takes longer than an hour to discuss all of that. And how they communicate stress and comfort and what helps them feel safe in a shelter and at home. What we also learned that preparing for adoption isn't just about supplies. It's about understanding the emotional needs of every cat, whether you're welcoming one or blending a multi-cat family, but we'll cover that in other shows. Thank you so much to Ann Anderson. Thank you so much for
Joelle and Jason.
the saint. I think all of you are saints. And I thanked everybody in the shelter on Sunday for doing a terrific job, because every hands are appreciated. So, and we're very, very impressed with Whisker. Again, I'm not trying to sell anything. I am very happy that you take your time to talk to us so we can educate our audience. So we're out of time. And Anderson, thank you very, very much. Till next time. Same to you, Joellen. Thank you very much, and talk to you soon.
Thank you.
And if I
Thank
don't
you.
talk to you, happy holidays to everybody and to all the kitties. And we're going to do our darndest. I know our first show is airing all week in entire Connecticut and in New York. I mentioned that to you last night in a text. It's already up and running.
That's great.
So we're on every single day because it's always repeated a second time. So that's why I was trying to get the half an hour show out first. So, and this one will go out too before Christmas. We'll be out way before Christmas. So
That's wonderful. Thank you.
you're welcome. And till next time, and good night. Thank you for your time.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.